In this video, we will build a real-time AI chatbot in Java. It will be able to understand what you're saying in real time and also generate an AI response to that. So here's a quick demo of what it should look like. What are some use cases of AI chatbots? So as you can see, this is the AI response that our chatbot has generated. So let's go ahead and see how we can build an AI chatbot like this in Java. We are going to be making use of AssemblyAI's real-time speech-to-text in this video. And in order to do that, let's actually head on over to AssemblyAI's documentation. I'll be leaving the link for this in the description box below. And to keep things really simple, we are going to be copying this code right here, which handles real-time transcription. So all you have to do is head on over to this page and click copy over here. And we are going to paste this into our empty Java file. Now in our empty Java file, I have just pasted the code that we have copied. Now this code only does real-time transcription, so we still have to generate those AI responses in real time as well. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that by making certain changes to this code. The first thing we want to do is change this to main because that is the name of our app here. And then next, we want to remove on partial transcripts. We want to remove this bunch of code which does that, and instead we want to replace it with disable partial transcripts. So the reason why we want to disable partial transcripts is because we don't want to get real-time transcripts for every single word that you're saying, but instead you want to get the full transcript, which is the final transcript, which means you only want to receive the transcript of the full sentence that you have uttered. After disable partial transcripts, we also want to set something called end utterance silence threshold. Now, the end utterance silence threshold is basically how long the program waits before determining that you have finished saying a sentence. The default value for this is 700 milliseconds, but I'm going to increase it to 1000 instead, because if you're speaking slightly slow, it helps to actually increase this value. Next is where we're going to be writing the brunt of our logic. So this method right here, on final transcript, determines what you want to happen when you receive that final transcript of every single sentence. So what we want is every time we receive a full final transcript of a sentence, we want to send that transcript over to a large language model to generate an AI response. So that's exactly what we'll be programming into this method right here. So first off, let's break this down. So let's put some curly brackets here. At this statement of printing out a sentence, let's change this from final to user because that's what we are saying and that's exactly our transcript being printed out. And then after that, we want to generate something called string AI response equals to get AI response. And this is a method that we will be creating very shortly. But into this, we want to pass one parameter, which is the text from this transcript. So let's do transcript.getText. And then we want to print out the actual AI response that we get from this method, get AI response. So all we have to do right now is generate this method. So let's click on this and click create method AI response in main. And we'll have this down right here. So let's actually start filling up our logic of sending our transcript to the LLM to generate an AI response. To generate this AI response, we'll be making use of AssemblyAI's LeMUR framework, which is essentially a large language model framework, which allows you to use a bunch of different large language models. For more information, check out the link in the description box below. Start off by writing a try catch block. And in here, we'll create an AssemblyAI client. After you've created the AssemblyAI client, we now want to generate that response by calling LeMUR. So we'll do client.lemur.task. And inside of this task method, we want to pass some parameters. The first parameter that we want to pass is prompt, but in this case, we'll actually leave it blank because our transcript is technically a prompt already, so we're going to be leaving it blank. Next up, we'll do input text, and that's where we'll pass our transcript. In this case, it's just text right here. And we'll set it to build. And also, we'll return our response. So return response dot get response. And this right here is our return statement, which sends back our AI response to this method that we are calling it from and populating that into this string AI response. So what we want to do is, before we're sending that, we're also doing some replacement of various texts that are found there. So we don't want to include these text tags. After this, we'll write our catch block. So that is all of our code. The most important thing that you should be remembering is to replace these API key right here with your actual API key, which you can find on your AssemblyAI account. You can create a free account right here by following the link in the description box below. And you also need to include your API key here as well. Now, once we've done all that, also make sure that your build.gradle file has the implementation for AssemblyAI's Java SDK. All the instructions can be found on the page that I have linked in the description box below. Once you've done all of this, just hit save and then you can click run. What are some use cases of AI chatbots? Check out the video above to see how you can build a talking AI voice bot in Python in real time.